Welcome back to Omni Garage After Hours on the Thor Media channel. I'm your host, Glenn.
And I'm your host, Glenn.
Oh, nice one.
And today, instead of sitting in the garage doing the podcast, what we thought we'd do is we'd just chat while we're working on the car that we've got behind us here, which is a Tesla Model 3 Performance. And we're going to play with a couple of products that the House of Rags actually sell here, which are by Labo Cosmetica.
So we've got Neve, if I can get that to focus, and we've got Semper. And so what we're going to do with these soaps is we're going to basically use this. This is their foaming pre-wash. So we're going to foam this onto the vehicle, let it dwell, then we're going to rinse it off, and then we're going to put Semper into the foam cannon, and we're going to foam that on, and then we're going to use this in the bucket as our contact wash. And we're just going to clean the car. We're going to chat about a few things and have a good old time. So as you can see, the car is wet because it has been raining outside. We've already given the wheels a bit of a clean, and because we're on the House of Rags, Jamie the cleaner.
Well, that can be your foam cannon when you go home.
Right, let's give this a bit of a pre-treat.
Oh, that's thick.
You haven't given me much room around the other side here.
Yeah, no worries. Give it to me. I think we might need to pull the pressure washer out a little bit, actually, to have room to do this.
There's just a spot down here that we've missed.
Right, just let that agitate for a while. Well, not agitate.
So the whole purpose of having like a pre-foam, a pre-wash, is to get foam onto the vehicle. We want it to sort of cling to the surface. We want it to start breaking down that organic matter, eating away at that sort of, what would you call it, road grime.
The road grime, the dirt, right? Surface level stuff.
Traffic film and stuff like that. Let it eat for a little bit. We don't want this to dry on the surface, and then we're going to rinse it. Hopefully we'll remove some of that large grit, some of that sand, some of that other stuff, so that we've got the surface, not want to say relatively clean, but we've removed as much as we can before we come into the contact wash, because coming into the contact wash with our wash media is the point at which we are going to use some mechanical agitation, and that's also the point at which we can start to induce marring and scratching. So cleaner the surface we have to start with, you could argue it's a bit of waste of product, but the cleaner we have the surface before we start that reduces our chance of having marring and scratching.
Yeah, I mean, we played with a whole bunch of different pre-treat products today. We've got a video that should be on the Omni Garage channel very shortly, which is comparing, 6 different products that we played with today. I think this is the perfect environment too to product.
Yeah, you definitely want to be washing your vehicle when it's not hot, so it's what, 17 degrees, 16 degrees, something like that.
Yeah, what are we now?
It's overcast, 17? So we don't have much sun. It's coming into winter, and so this is perfect washing environment.
Especially when you're testing and you're leaving stuff sit on the car for a while and re-evaluating and having a look at different
It gives you a lot of working time, and it's important for us to have a bit of working time. We are using DI water, but the working time and DI water allows us to have more time so we can film, talk some garbage about some products, and so the soap is definitely went on super thick. This is our first time using the soap, so
yeah, it did go super thick. Although, see, the runoff is pretty similar to some of those other soaps we tried today, where it kind of goes off in clumps. I think something that we found with the pre-washes today is there's a couple that we used that were really, they weren't super foamy. Like the foam was good, but the consistency of it was, pretty consistent, and it would run down the whole panel at the same rate. Whereas you get something like this, and you end up with these areas where it's come on real clumpy, and then it kind of finishes the paneling. It leaves bare spots.
And so when Glenn's talking about these washes, we did a whole video on high pH washes. We want to see which one did the best cleaning in a touchless type fashion. And so you're right, those shaving cream type ones clumped and then dropped off the surface really quickly. The ones that had the nice blanket, the nice curtain of foam, had the longest dwell time, so that obviously means that you've got an increase of cleaning time or cleaning power because it stays onto the surface.
The other ones that we played with today, because I mean that's something in the detailing world that is like, there's a lot of hype around it at the moment, isn't there? Is around like pre-wash.
Everyone's chasing this touchless wash.
Yeah, but we tried the Detail Co. hard wash and soft wash. And
no, hard wash and their low pH wash.
Hard wash and low pH, and then we tried the Labo Cosmetica, I guess their versions of those as well.
What is it, Primus and Prelilio or whatever?
Yeah, goodness, I love it Cosmetica names.
The high pH wash and the low
Temper.
pH wash, I can't remember.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an interesting one.
And I think, you know, if you speak to Ivan about this, I definitely have seen him go, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, and I get that, you know, like you're chasing this wash that's not really going to clean the surface very well. You're spending a lot of money on this, so you definitely need to do some mechanical agitation. So I see that side of the story as well.
Yeah, but I think what we found today playing with those products is that, so we did the paper towel test. So we would clean the surface and then introduce the paper towel. And I think we got a reasonable result from a couple of the products that we tried. I don't think it's completely pointless.
No.
I think that there's an element to it where it's like, what's the point of doing this? I think the misconception is that you can use a touchless product to completely touchless wash your car.
And I mean, if you had a little bit of light dusting on your vehicle, you could probably get away with it. But as soon as you start to get into the road contaminants,
Winter environments.
Yeah, then absolutely not. And I think it does a little bit to remove those heavy grits, those sands, that big chunks of stuff. I think you can get away with that, and I think that's where you got to use it. But definitely, you're not using this in a touch-free, touchless environment.
No way.
Mechanical agitation is required. Rinse this bad boy off.
Now, it's not super important for us either to get every single remnant of product off because we're about to foam another product here as well. So it's a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a lazy rinse off, but it's not like a 100% let's get everything off the surface.
So now we're going to foam on Semper, and this is the soap that we're going to use for our contact wash. It's also the same soap that's in the bucket with the wash mitt there.
This is like one of the, we talk about scent a lot on Omni Garage and Omni After Hours. I think the scent of this is like one of the ones that lingers around the most of any detailing product we use.
It's got a very cologne smell.
Yeah.
It's a very
manly scent.
and this scent will hang around for ages. I think I think you're right. It's the most potent, isn't it? When
It fills the area.
Fills the air.
Lingers.
The other night I went home, I smelled like this soap, and
It's a great smelling product. It smells sophisticated. It's great until it falls off, eh?
yeah. I mean, yeah, this is definitely the most highest smelling soap around.
I can already smell it. Like, just filled the whole environment up right here. It's great.
It smells like, what did you say the other day? It smells like a real nice Italian man.
Yeah, sophisticated Italian man. I mean, I haven't been smelling many Italian men lately, but
you can tell, you know, like a nice little Italian man with his leather shoes on.
No, he's not a little Italian. He's real tall.
Oh,
like
real tall.
6'7".
Nice shoes on, real high-end suit. He's got a little bit of cologne on. He's off to the office.
Yeah.
This is what he'd smell like, you reckon?
Yeah, like navy blue suit. Like, yeah, I can see him. I can smell him. You know the funny thing about having, you know, our buckets and wheel dollies?
What?
I don't end up dragging it around the car. Do you know what the problem is? It's because I'm getting a bit older and it's a bit low to get to the ground.
We need one about yay
I need it at this height, yeah. Or like I need this like pole or something that sticks up that I can drag around the car.
Eddie's got one of those poles.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I need.
He's got a pole so he can like drag the bucket around.
I feel a bit old for this, eh? Like just the bending down and the...
We need like it on like
casters.
I think quite a few people make like a cart, you know, like one of those carts where you cut a hole in it and you put the buckets in it.
So this will be the first wash this car has seen in, what do we work out?
I don't know, 6 months?
5-6 months.
This was washed the last time we went to SEMA, which was in November last year.
Yeah, we're actually starting to think about SEMA preparations for this year, which is pretty exciting. We're not too far away from booking our flights, getting that sorted. But
Yeah,
I think
I'm really excited. I think SEMA last year was a really good opportunity for us to get out, meet some people. Which one's which now?
soap, rinse.
Meet some people, do some networking, talk to the brands that we like to support. I think, yeah, it was a good opportunity for us. So again, we're going to hopefully meet some people, meet the brands.
Well, SEMA for us this year as well, our intention at least is that we will travel out probably 4 or 5 days ahead of SEMA. No, actually longer than that. We'll probably head out a week before SEMA this year with the intention that we will find someone to collaborate with. I know that Ivan from DIY has already reached out to us and extended that opportunity, but we'll just have to kind of sort out the logistics of timing with different people. But I think that would be a pretty fun thing to do for us to collaborate with a couple of creators in the car detailing space in the States for a few days before SEMA this year. And then we can do a little getaway, a little trip with our wives before SEMA.
Because SEMA, by no means, yes, it's a nice time. Yes, it's cool to, you know, have that time to walk around and do the thing that Glenn and I like the most, you know, the passion thing. It's a busy old time, though.
It is. It's flat tack. I mean, last year, the amount of Ks that we put on our feet were ridiculous.
A lot of walking, a lot of chatting, a lot of thinking about how we want products to perform, what do we need in our detailing arsenal, what do we think customers would like us to stock and use.
And one of the mistakes we made last year, actually, was we showed up on day 2 of SEMA. We just really underestimated the size of the show and did not show up early enough. So we're not making that mistake again this year. We will make sure that we show up on it's the Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesdays.
Quite a bit of tar on this car.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I noticed that actually earlier.
Yeah, so we'll make sure we're there early and so that we can get ourselves sorted. And I think one of the other things is because we're making a lot of content, internet was terrible.
Yeah, we're going to have to sort out internet while we're there. If anyone watching this video lives in Las Vegas, or just, I mean, if you can give us any tips on getting quick internet, either a place to go in Las Vegas or a SIM card that we can buy as an international tourist, we'd really appreciate that because we'd love to upload content while we're at SEMA this year. Yes, if you can help us out on that, that'd be much appreciated. The what we're saying with this car, having not been washed in such a long time, is there's kind of this misconception, I think, around coatings in the general population that if I have a coating on my car, I can neglect it. I don't need to wash it as frequently as I typically would. And I think that what we've found working on this car today, that is absolutely not the case. Find the performance of the ceramic coating degrades to a point where you have to introduce specific products to try and revive it, which is something that, I mean, you've had a coating on your Subaru for 5 years now, and you've never needed to revive it.
No, because I regularly wash it. So when I'm talking regularly wash it, you probably want to be washing it at a minimum every fortnight. And so you want to keep that coating unclogged. You want to get rid of all that road grime and all that sort of stuff because that's what's going to hinder the performance of your coating. I mean, if you're not washing your vehicle like, you know, you're doing it once or twice a year, then that's going to exacerbate the clogging and it's going to make it really hard to unclog and you're going to have premature failure of the ceramic coating. Whereabouts have you cleaned over here?
I've done the whole door.
And so yeah, we can use some, you know, some high pH washers. Yes, we can use some pretty low acid based soaps and we can do the best we can to unclog the pores of the ceramic coating and try and restore back some of those properties, but sometimes it's just too far gone, you know?
Yeah, so I think that at an absolute minimum, you should be washing your car. It'd be really tough for me to say minimum monthly. I think you're right. I think it's fortnightly, particularly in winter. Maybe if you're not driving an awful lot, you can stretch it out to 3, maybe 4 weeks. But for a daily driven car, you need to be washing fortnightly.
And I think it's really hard for a customer to understand that. They think that the boys from Omni Garage have put a 5-year ceramic coating on my car or a 3-year ceramic coating on my car. It's going to help protect it from the elements. It's going to keep it clean. It's got self-cleaning properties. It's always going to be hydrophobic. It's always going to be shiny. No, what you need to do is you need to regularly maintain it. The more you maintain it, the better you look after it, the more likely you are to make sure that that ceramic coating is going to last out to the claims that the company gives you.
Yeah, because
what's your analogy that you used to me the other
Well, I think the analogy that you use for it, right, is compare your car to a dish. Like a dish that you've like had, I don't know, spaghetti bolognese in or a lasagna or something. If you leave that dish in the sink for a month and then come and try and wash it, it is not going to be as easy to wash that dish. You're going to have to agitate more. You're probably not going to get everything off it as you would had you washed it immediately.
I think you're right.
So I think that, yes, you can revive ceramic coatings, but you're doing damage through that reviving process as well. You're probably breaking it down a little bit, and you're definitely not getting to the same performance as if you had just maintained it.
And especially if you're not washing your car every 2 months, and every 2 months you're having to go through a real hard wash process, then you are going to degrade that prematurely.
You're not getting 5 years out of a coating at that point.
And I think you've got to be upfront with your customer when you're applying these ceramic coatings to say, hey, look, yes, we can put it on. The company says if you look after it for, really well, wash it all the time, you will get 5 years or 3 years or however long it is. But you've got to be honest with them and let them know that you've got to wash this all the time. You've got to keep it clean. It's like your skin. Don't keep your skin clean, you're going to get pimples, mate.
I mean, I've been guilty over the years as well of not washing my car as regularly as I should have. But do you know what has changed that for me? It has been you introducing me to rinseless washing.
Yeah, I think what rinseless washing does for you is it allows you to be able to wash in all conditions.
Well, I'm not looking for the perfect environment anymore or the perfect time to wash.
Yeah, I can't wash outside because it's raining. I can't wash outside because it's sunny. I can't wash outside because I haven't got enough time and I don't want to pull my pressure washer out or all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Rinseless washing means that you can be in the garage on any sort of day, at any sort of time. You could even do a panel, come back in 2 days' time and then wash another panel.
Yeah, I think introducing rinseless washing has got me back to a more strict fortnightly schedule to be washing the car. And which is really important.
I understand that doing a rinseless wash, where have you cleaned up here?
I've done kind of this bit in here, so all the bottom needs doing.
So I understand that doing a rinseless wash is not giving you the deep clean, It isn't giving you the clean the wheel wells, clean the wheels. But at least you're getting the paint clean.
Well, the paint's the important bit that you've got the coating on that you want to protect. Now, if you've got to revive your wheel coating every once in a while, so be it. But the paint, it's a different story. All ready for a rinse down. This Semper has, I don't know, has it filled the environment as much as it did last time for you? I feel like it's a bit more...
Yeah, because it's going to stay on my hands. So when I'm driving home tonight, I'm going to smell it on my hands.
That's probably right. Should we be wearing gloves? According to half the internet, we should.
Oh yeah, half the internet would care.
Yeah.
You want to spray the roof as well?
Oh, it smells great.
Smells fantastic.
That amount of drying aid. Whew.
So how did you like the, I think before we talk about any of the products, I think there's been a bit of a shift in the wash process. Like everyone's sort of doing like a foam, rinse, foam, contact wash. I'm liking it.
I do like it as well. I think it's...
I like it, whether it's useful enough or not. I think it's nice to be able to get that product on there, get some of that grit off, even if it's like 1%, that's 1% less of me marring the surface. So I'm liking the foam rinse, foam wash process.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that as well. I don't think it adds a huge amount of extra time to your process. Like, yeah, it's going to add some dollar cost to it, but do you know what? If you're going through the process or you've spent the money to get your car, ceramic coated, paint corrected, probably more importantly, to do that extra part of the process to make sure that you're actually looking after it and you're reducing the likelihood of inducing scratches or additional marring to it, I'll be happy to pay in my time and dollars to put that extra effort into it.
And I think by the time you make a litre worth of foam cannon soap, foam in the foam cannon, I think you can do a foam rinse and a foam with one full foam cannon. I don't think you're going to blow through too much more product.
No, and I mean the beauty of using something like the Griot's foam cannon with a metering system is you could have a couple of foam cannons and that kind of gets rid of the argument of, it takes me heaps of extra time, because you can have it ready to go, just made up in there, if you've got enough foam cannons to split it that way.
So I'm really liking using Semper as our bucket wash. Like, I think it's super slick. I think we'll have to do a slickness test, with a few soaps back to back to feel if that's any slicker than our current soap of choice. And so I definitely think it's up there in the sense. I think it's a really fantastic smell. Okay, so in classic Omni Garage style, the mic was turned off. It's raining outside. It's dark, but we've managed to clean the car behind us. We've pulled it in because it's wet. And as you can tell, Glenn and I are definitely the healthiest of specimens at the moment. But anyway, so We foamed the vehicle first with Labo Cosmetica Neve. You saw that go on, really nice blanket of foam. That was our pre-treat or our pre-foam. We let that dwell for a period of time, hopefully to break down some of that dirt and grime, bit of grit. We then rinsed it off with the pressure washer. We then foamed on Semper. This was also going to be the soap that was going to be on the surface for our contact wash. We also had this in the bucket with our mitt and our mechanical agitation. We cleaned the vehicle, and I think we've done a really good job of cleaning this up. Now, Semper's got a really nice scent. We talked about it, a nice cologne smell, fills up the environment, and definitely one of the more potent smells of a wash. But I think together these two have done a really good job of cleaning the car behind us. We've dried the vehicle off in the garage, and you had a good time today, sir?
Yeah, I have. Other than the rain, you know, it would have been nice to finish this process outside in the sunshine, but wasn't to be today.
So we've made a couple of good videos. We've had a good time. We've had a play with some products. We've talked to you about our thoughts, and also we've talked about where Omni Garage is going, you know, SEMA and stuff. So we hope to see you guys all there. That's it from Omni Garage After Hours with Thor at the House of Rags. If you're interested in buying any of their products, go over to thehouseofrags.com, use the word Omni Garage, all one word, save yourself 10% off at checkout. You can try these products, and if you're going to SEMA, come hang out with the Thor team, come hang out with Omni Garage. We'll have a great laugh, great time, and I'm really excited to see you all there. But that's it from Omni Garage. Thanks for watching, and tune in to next week's video from us.